Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for today's webinar, which is all about the amazing scaffolding software platform, which includes design, estimating, and full management capabilities for the scaffolding industry. And welcome to my co-host, Andrew Young, who's the General Manager at Scaffolding Software. Good morning.
Good morning.
Scaffolding Association Australia webinars are for SAA members only, and they form part of the benefits of your membership with us. Scaffolding Software are an intermediate partner of the SAA, and as such, part of their benefit of membership with us is to bring you this information today. Please note that the question and answer and chat functions have been enabled, so feel free to post questions or comments as we go through the webinar, and we will come back at the end with any questions that pop up in there. All right, thank you, and over to you, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Erin, and great to be here for this Scaffolding Association Australia special presentation. My name is Andrew Young from Scaffolding Software. This is Richard Marathi next to me. Rick and I took over the ScafTech business almost exactly 10 years ago, and since then we've continued to push forward with innovation and incremental improvements with all the software. We pride ourselves on high quality service and support for scaffold drawings and scaffold rental management. A quick summary of our products. We have 4 core products in our range for software. We have the iQuote system, which is a quote management system with CRM to generate actual quotations to send to clients, as well as reporting for quotes won versus quotes generated. We have the rental management system. There's 2 parts of that. There's the iRent inventory system, which is full inventory control with delivery pick tickets, delivery return dockets, utilization, and quantity on hand, quantity in the yard, quantity on jobs, comprehensive inventory control with forecasting as well. We also have the iRent invoicing system for small invoicing for like residential invoices, as well as very large contract progress claims that can handle up to 1,000 stages for large commercial industrial jobs. iRent also has dry rental, dry hire invoicing, as well as some very unique rate per ton invoicing as well. iRent invoicing exports to MYOB and Xero. Then we have our flagship product, which is the iScaf design and drawings. iScaf design can create 3D drawings, so together with a plan, section elevations, along with a very accurate material list. So with iScaf, we believe we have a really good balance between speed and presentation. So let me illustrate this by bringing up iScaf. So here in iScaf, I've actually imported a PDF file using the PDF option, and selecting 2 points, I've scaled it. So this is basically a simple house perimeter. I'm just going to show you how I'd go about scaffolding this very quickly. So I click on our draw perimeter option, and I'm going to trace around this perimeter showing where I want to scaffold. So I click on the corners. I can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. We're constantly receiving feedback from clients saying that they're under pressure to get the estimate completed, win the job, get that scaffold up as quickly and safely as possible. And hopefully we can do our little bit with our little piece of the puzzle to help you with that. So here's our perimeter. I now click on build plan, and iScaf automatically generates an estimate of the perimeter. So this is iScaf intelligence. This is not artificial intelligence. So scaffolding software is at the forefront of research and development to create estimates as quick as this using AI based on the scope of works for the job. In this example, I won't put any stair units and ladder towers. I won't perform any other annotation to the drawing. I'll just simply, for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to build 3D, and building 3D will actually create a 3D model of the scaffold and put all the components into the drawing so that it can be counted. We can change the view to show a 3D view of the scaffold. And then I can generate a parts list by going into the quote option and count all the pieces in this drawing, in this 3D model. I can click on quote and print. So here is our quotation. This is basically our material list with your company name and logo at the top left corner. We have the actual lineal meterage for shade cloth or netting, square meterage or area for shade cloth and netting. On the right hand side we have the face meterage as well as the area for the face of the scaffold. We have the part number, item code, description, quantity and total weight, the 15-ton job. I would like to explain that iScaf is a Windows program that generates DWG files. So DWG is a format that's the most common format used in CAD. So DWG is the most common computer-aided design format out there, invented by Autodesk. Scaffolding Software is partners with Autodesk and as I said, saves all files in DWG format. The benefit of that is DWG can interact with many other third-party applications and web portals. So a perfect example of this is the Autodesk Viewer. So the Autodesk Viewer is a way you can actually share your drawings to anyone by using the cloud. You can go to www.viewer.autodesk.com and you can upload your iScaf file to the cloud using this method. So just log in with your credentials, upload the file, drag and drop or manually browse the file on your hard drive and upload the file. It'll take between 2 and 15 minutes to upload the file, and once it's available you can view that drawing in your web browser. So because it's a web browser, it means that it's cross-platform. Let me illustrate this further by showing you. I uploaded this couple of hours ago. We have the plan drawing uploaded and some other drawings there as well. If we click on the plan drawing, you can view that plan drawing, pan and view that carefully. Using the web browser, so that means that a Samsung Galaxy tablet or an Apple Macintosh can also open this drawing. And as I said, you can share this with your scaffolders, employees, contractors, project managers and customers. So let's look at the 3D drawing now. So you can see there, the performance is pretty good. You can actually just use your mouse and hold down the mouse button and drag around and view your scaffold any way you like. This portal is free of charge, so all you need to do is sign up with an account and you can actually use this great tool. This is also available on the mobile platform. So in the same way, you can go to your mobile phone and go to that same website, which is viewer.autodesk.com. Sign in with your credentials on your phone. It can be a Samsung Galaxy phone, any Android phone or iPhone. and all your drawings in the same way as the desktop version is available to view. So let's go to the 3D drawing. Select the 3D drawing. So you can use your finger to just pan around. So if you use 2 fingers and drag the drawing, very similar to when you interact with a photograph on your phone. So you can pan and zoom in and zoom out with your normal finger gestures, typical for any mobile phone. So I've talked about iScaf and the speed of iScaf. I'd like to discuss the benefits of the rendering engine. So if you want to get a drawing out quickly, I've shown you how to do that. If you need additional impressive presentation, so if you want to really impress your clients, there is a rendering engine in iScaf that allows you to do that. So here's some examples of some renders created with iScaf. So this is a job that was completed in Sydney. It's about a 90-ton job, and it was a refurbishment. And if you're prepared to spend a little extra time making a presentation type drawing, you can create these incredible 3D views to illustrate the details of a job. So now I'll hand you over to Rick, and he will now present some great new features that we've created recently in iScaf.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. I'd like to take this opportunity to show 2 new features that we put into iScaf recently. The first one is surface modeling. Previously, in order to generate a surface in iScaf, you would draw a rectangle. You would then nominate around the perimeter, the level or the height of the perimeter, and then iScaf would use those parameters to generate a plane surface, and would generate a mesh curve, okay, which will approximate the ground level, which is fine if you're just using a normal ground level and you've got normal scaffold on that one there. But recently we have had a customer come up to us, and they wanted to put some scaffold going up a staircase, and they wanted to model the actual steps of the staircase. And in that example, this mesh curve is not sufficient to model that correctly. An example of the staircase here is they sent us some drawings. We had a look at the drawing here. We traced the actual profile of the staircase over here, and we generated a 3D line, 3D polyline of the actual staircase itself. Then from the actual plan drawing, okay, we extracted the perimeter or the area that we had to fill on this perimeter here, and then what we're able to do is we're able to generate a bird cage or a area scaffold here to fill in that particular area. And then what we're able to do is we nominate the height here, and then we attached the actual staircase profile into this particular drawing. What we can then do now is take this particular profile and extrude that. And we'll extrude it to the end of this line here. Okay. We'll then go to our slope and do an attach slope command. Select our surface and attach it to the scaffold. And then what we'll do is we'll build a 3D. We'll build our 3D. Okay, we'll change our view here to our conceptual view. Okay. We can see that we have modeled the staircase perfectly, and we can see exactly where the jacks sit on the staircase. We'll get a view from the right hand side, and now we can see exactly that ground level here, and we've got our scaffold moving up our steps exactly. Okay. And we were able to go, backwards and, move the scaffold left and right, okay, to make sure that, the whole thing landed on the steps properly. Okay. The other requirement that we from one of our customers, that they wanted to be able to model or have some engineering modeling. Okay. So what we're able to do here is just go to my setup here. I'll make sure that my engineering support is switched on. I click OK here. Then what I'll do is I'll build a 3D. Once we have the 3D model, we can bring up the engineering menu and select show all layers. And what we have now is, as well as the objects themselves, the 3D objects, we also have our node points for our engineering members. Okay. If we bring up the menu again, I hide the iScaf, show the engineering layers. So that one there is just a standard wireframe drawing. Each of the members are going from node point to node point. And each of the engineering members themselves are identified by the layer that they put on. So each layer is named the actual member name. And then we can then grab this drawing. We can then export this to a DXF file, which we can then import into like a product like Space Gas, which will then import the wireframe drawing. It will have each of the separate members on an individual layer, and then from the engineering program you can then map those layers to a particular material, and then you start doing your engineering calculations. Okay, back to you, Andrew.
Okay, so thank you very much, Rick. All right, there won't be enough time to show iRent and iQuote, but I'll just quickly show some of the output. Here is an example progress claim invoice generated from iRent. This is an actual job that had a contract sum of $756,000. It has a value of contract work completed to date of $454,000, and we have total amount on this particular invoice of $153,000. You can write some notes, and this particular job actually has 33 separate areas or stages, and each stage can have an initial contract period which has rental, labor, transport, and then a per week thereafter charge shown there as well. So there's a few columns. The columns are contract sum, contract completed to date, and a per week thereafter claim, including this claim. But there are many different formats that iRent can handle, as I said, for residential as well as other styles. At the bottom of the invoice, we also have variations, approved variations, as well with grand total. So we would also like to show you here another invoice. This is basically dry hire invoice. So we have the customer details at the top, and we have every single item listed. Every item shows the brought forward balance with lots of deliveries and returns, and then the current balance. So very, very unique rental billing for scaffolding that works really well and has become industry standard. So we have the grand totals, the rent, discount, transport, labor, sundries, as well as detailed transport. iRent can also generate a sundries invoice, which can show damages, repairs, and losses. iRent also has some charting facilities. So this is data coming out of iRent for a client showing details from May 2017 right up to the middle of 2024 as an example. As we can see here, there was a dip in revenue around January 2021 up to July 2021, and things started to improve. The blue bar shows contract revenue. The purple bar shows dry hire or straight rental revenue. So you can see this company got into straight rental a lot more around December 2022, and the revenue got quite high around August 2023. It dropped off a little since then, but still going pretty well. We also have some pie charts. So in this example, this same client has a contract hire monthly, showing 28% of that, and regular contract hire at 33%, and dry hire rental, which is shown in green, at 23%. So iRent inventory has some useful charting reports. We have the purple line, which is the ownership of material. We have the blue line, which is quantity on rent at this particular branch, and we have the quantity in the yard in red. So we can see here the tracking for that. So we had sort of like I guess peak inventory around September 2023. This chart goes from May 2023 to 24, so it's a smaller range than the revenue chart. But you can choose any date range that you like. And then we have some changes here around May 2024, where the inventory levels actually dropped because we sold some material, and there was lower quantity on rent as well.
Okay, so that concludes our presentation. So thank you very much, Scaffolding Association Australia, for having us. Please visit www.scaffoldingsoftware.com for more information.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for a wonderful presentation today on the scaffolding software platform. You've given us a heap of information and tips on how to use your program today, so thank you very much. Very informative. Now, we don't have any questions in the Q&A, but what I'll do is I'll email all of our attendees today with your contact details so that they can contact you directly if they have any questions. And I will download the recording of this webinar, and I'll put this in the members portal for our members to view at their leisure as well. So thank you so much for attending, everyone, today, and keep an eye out for my emails. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye now.
Bye.